Hey, it's Holly. In today's video, I am going to be showing you such a cute compact. It is the 1992 Fairy Fantasy. But before we get into this, and this is, again, just an amazing compact, I feel like it's one of my favorite ones that I did not have as a kid, but that my friend had and I was super envious of. Although to be fair, I was probably envious of anything I didn't have that was poly related, just because we wanted it all, right? We just wanted to have all of them. They're so awesome, just the best toys. But again, before we get into this, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my subscribers that are here. It is really overwhelming. In the last month, we've doubled in size, more so. And as I film this, we are now over, I believe, 2,300 subscribers. That's wild. So thank you. I'm really happy to see that these toys are resonating with people, that other people are getting some sort of nostalgic joy out of watching these videos, and I really appreciate you being here with me, so thank you so much for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button because I come out with new videos every Monday and Thursday, so that's the best way to stay up to date and get notified anytime I post a new video. But again, let's get into it. Here is the 1992 Fairy Fantasy. I cannot wait to show you around. Let's get started. Okay, here is the 1992 Fairy Fantasy. This is part of a whole fairy collection that came out in 1992. So there are a few different star-shaped compacts that were part of this line. Also, just in general, some other star-shaped compacts that were otherwise, so not related to fairies, but this is such an adorable playset. So let's open it up. We are going to look at it from top to bottom as per usual. So here's what it looks like. Isn't it gorgeous? It reminds me a lot of the Enchanted Storybook series that came out a few years later, because this thing is covered in glitter, absolutely covered. So we will work from top to bottom. So at the top here, there is a beautiful little sort of fairy village. These are all tiny little logs with a fairy bed. And I don't know if you can see this, but the bed is actually made out of leaves. So you really get that feeling that the fairies are little and they're making a little home in the woods. Beautiful use of stickers in this compact. There are all sorts of lovely greenery scenes in the background. You can see, I believe that's supposed to be an owl. There's birds in behind there, but just look at the glitter. There's so much glitter. Up top, there is this cute little fairy swing, which indeed swings. You can also turn it up here. I find anything that has like a swing in it, it always sounds good in theory. And then you put a figure in it and it just flies out. If you've watched my video on Fairy Wonderland, which is the giant star-shaped compact that lights up, it has sort of like a merry-go-round slash Ferris wheel type thing in it, where it's kind of a similar idea, and it just doesn't execute very well in practice, but it looks beautiful. So lovely blue swing, flower details. You really get the feeling of a fairy world here. This drops all the way down, so you can drop a fairy through there. And then there's these beautiful toadstools. Again, just glitter everywhere. So you really get the feeling that you've been transported into this tiny little world. Then down some logs instead of steps, there's a beautiful footbridge that goes over, oh, shocking again, if you've seen my past videos, a pond with fish in it. They love these stickers. They're in everything. But a beautiful waterfall, lots of different foliage. You'll notice that there is a pretty simple color palette in here. There are a few different colors, but mostly blue, the pink of the shell, a few purple and teal accents, and then we've got some white and that's basically it, and this hot pink, I guess. But they've really been limited with the paint colors that they've used. The rest of it is kind of just filled in with glitter and stickers. So there's that beautiful fish pond that we love seeing. And this is a wooden, so you can see this is supposed to look like a log here. So this is a wooden teeter-totter that the fairies have made, seesaw if you will. And then a beautiful little stump stool made out of logs with some kind of snack or tea going on. Really, really cute. So what came with this? The figures are kind of interesting, actually. When I think about fairies, I think about fairies having maybe wings and, depending on the situation, maybe a wand. So, of course, this comes with a Polly that is dressed up like a fairy. So she has her hair up and she's wearing a beautiful pink, beautiful pink flower crown, a lovely little lavender bodysuit, and she has a wand. The back, she has these beautiful, I hope you can see that, iridescent wings, and there's a little blue bow that holds them in place. Cute little white shoe, just a very delicate little figure. So that's what Polly looks like. So I don't know about you, but when I think about this again, this is kind of what I would associate with fairies in general. That looks accurate to me. And then I'm looking at this thinking, okay, what else would I maybe associate with this? Owls, squirrels, foxes, like little woodland creatures. Well, that's not what it came with. It came with a seal. So this is Splash the seal. I think he's a seal. Maybe he's an otter. He could be an otter, actually, looking at it. I'm going to say that it's an otter on my second opinion on that. Yes, now I look at this and this is definitely an otter. Still a little bit outside the realm of what I would think about when I think about fairies. But when I played with this one as a kid, I did not own this. This was not part of my original collection, but my friend had it. And I always thought this was a seal. But now I look at it and it's most definitely an otter. It's got hands. Wow, I was not very intelligent at that time, was I? It's got a little tail. It's got a foot. Yeah, that's an otter. That is an otter, Holly. Get it together. It has little ears. So cute. So again, just like, I don't necessarily associate fairies with sea creatures or otters. I mean, they do swim in the sea. So maybe this is more like a water sprite. What do you think? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. I'm just like having this moment of like an identity crisis, for lack of a better term, because I really, as a kid, I always was like, oh, that's a seal, and seals were my favorite animals when I was like between the ages of like 6 to 9. So I had so many seal stuffed animals and all that kind of stuff. So maybe I was just projecting that onto the toys and hoping that that's what it was. And I look at this now and I am like, that is obviously an otter. Hilarious. There you go. Sometimes your memories are just wrong. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel like this would be out of place? Do you feel like this is supposed to be more of like a water sprite situation? I just really thought that of all the play sets that maybe this would come with, again, something like a squirrel. And if you've watched my other videos, maybe you know that I'm partial to squirrels, so that's probably, again, just me projecting, but tell me your thoughts in the comments. I've just blown my own mind with this. Can we also just talk about the fact that my hand has like all the colors of this compact in it? I'm feeling very inspired right now. So yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you think the sitch is? Again, it's called Fairy Fantasy, so it's not water sprite fantasy, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm not by no means a fairy expert, so tell me what you think. But that is the 1992 Fairy Fantasy playset. Okay. So I'm just having like epiphanies in the middle of filming. So the funny thing is, when I catalog my collection, if you haven't watched the video I did quite a while back on how I catalog my collection, I use a website called onlypollypocket.com. It's run by a lovely woman named Barbara, and she has put so much time and energy into putting that website together, because she details by the trademark year on the back of each set, what sets were made that year, what was supposed to be in them, so that you can know if there's a complete set or not. I just want to give a huge shout out to Barbara because she's amazing. She also sells some of her sort of duplicates in her collection. I've bought a number of things through Barbara, including my Jewel Magic Ball that I showed on the channel, which was complete and amazing. She is a wonderful human. So if you are in the market for poly stuff and you want someone that's amazing and reliable, Barbara from onlypollypocket.com is the best. And she also has a store linked through her website, so you can check out what she has. And it changes over time. I've seen different things come up, so if you don't see something that you need, check back. She might have it. Anyway, not sponsored. I just think the world of her. Anyway, I tell you that because when I looked at the page for this Fairy Fantasy, there wasn't like a ton of information that I didn't already know about it, because I was very familiar with the compact. The fairy is obviously poly, and then this guy is just named Splash. So to me, again, making that assumption from my childhood that this was a seal, it didn't specify what kind of animal Splash was in the description. Fair enough. And so I just kept running off with the theory in my head that Splash was a seal, because that's what I believed as a kid playing with my friend's set. But now looking at it, to me, it's very obviously an otter. So I'm a little bit shook by that. But hey, just goes to show sometimes your memory's wrong. And sometimes that's okay. I'm just kind of amazed that I never picked up on that. And at the end of the day, it's a really cute otter. So as always, my question to you is, what was your favorite part of the playset? Was it the fish pond sticker? I think that the teeter-totter is cute. I think the swing is cute. I really just, because of that whole experience that you just walked through with me of realizing that this is indeed an otter and not a seal, I'm going to say that Splash is my favorite part of the set. If I'm allowed to pick a character instead of a feature. If I had to pick a feature, I'd probably say the seesaw. But super, super cute. So again, let me know in the comments, what was your favorite part of the set? If you have not subscribed yet, please do. It really helps out the channel so much. It makes sure that we kind of get boosted and other people see us. But also, please don't forget to like this video. If you're on Instagram, come follow along on Instagram at Pocket Vintage Toys. That's where I share all of my upcoming video stuff, stuff that comes into my collection. I'm getting a lot better about being on there regularly and answering my messages. So if you want to connect with me through messaging, that is the best way to do it, is over on my Instagram account, Pocket Vintage Toys. And as well, thank you for watching. Again, I'm back with videos every Monday and Thursday, so please subscribe, please stick around. I will see you in the next video.